I am gonna read a quote at the beginning of this video, and then I am gonna read another one at the end of this video, and I want you to really think about those quotes. Because if you can internalize these concepts and apply them to your life, you will become unstoppable. So here is the first quote. It goes like this: "A strong body turns heads, but a strong mind, it terrifies the world." What is the point of having an aesthetic physique if you have no mental toughness to back it up? Imagine going to the gym and spending hours upon hours of your time eating clean, sacrificing things that you enjoy just to get jacked. But then when you step outside, everything that you've worked so hard for internally gets washed away by your lack of mental discipline. That would be a damn shame. And unfortunately, that happens all the time. Think about how many gains are left on the table because people let their minds overpower their actions. How many dreams and goals go unfulfilled because someone was too weak to handle the pressure? You can spend years pumping iron and getting stronger physically, but without mental strength, it doesn't matter. The world will always find a way to break you if you don't learn how to manage your mind. And I'm not talking about meditating and being all airy-fairy and touchy-feely. I'm talking about developing a mind that's capable of handling any situation, an iron will that bends the world to your favor. Take a look around you, and you will see the types of people. There are the people who scroll through social media endlessly, chasing after online validation, and there are the people who train their minds relentlessly, chasing after inner validation. One group spends their days lost in fantasy worlds, while the other group lives in reality and conquers it. One group talks about their future plans and aspiration, while the other group takes action to turn their plans into reality. One group spends countless hours gossiping about others, while the other group uses their time wisely to grow themselves. Now ask yourself, which group do you want to be part of? Do you want to be like sheep following the crowd, or do you want to be the wolf that leads the pack? Let me tell you something. Being a sheep is easy. Everyone wants to be a sheep. Being a wolf, however, now that's rare. You don't have to be faster than the other wolves, but you must be willing to run when the prey is in sight. Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to make the necessary adjustments to become a beast? A man without discipline is like a weapon without an edge. Sharp tools aren't born that way. They're made through the application of pressure. Listen to that again. Sharp tools aren't born that way. They're made through the application of pressure. A man of discipline is often misunderstood. He walks alone when others would rather stay in a toxic relationship. He keeps his eye on the prize when others are distracted by the latest trend. He controls his emotions when others are ruled by them. He focuses on solutions when others dwell in problems. In short, he does what others won't, so he can achieve what others only dream about. But listen, the benefits of mental toughness isn't just about achieving external success. It's also about living a life free from fear and regret. When you become mentally strong, you start to realize how much time, energy, and attention you wasted on things that didn't matter. You stop caring about what people think because you know who you are and what you want. You become less sensitive to criticism because you know it as just a sign that you're growing and changing. And you become more resilient to failure because you know it as just a temporary setback on the road to success. The truth is, we're all scared. We all have doubts. But the difference between winners and losers is that winners act despite their fear. They push past their doubts and they never, ever quit. You can choose to be like everyone else, or you can choose to be different. You can choose to be average, or you can choose to be extraordinary. You can choose to be a product of your environment, or you can choose to be a master of your environment. The choice is yours. Make it wisely. Another thing I want to mention is that being mentally tough doesn't mean you're emotionless. Quite the opposite. It means you're in control of your emotions. Think about it. If you were to cut open a flower, you would see all of its beauty and fragrance. But if you were to cut open a man, you would see all of his scars and wounds. But it's in these scars and wounds where the real story lies. These are the marks of battles fought and won, the trophies of a life well lived. Listen to that again. It's in these scars and wounds where the real story lies. These are the marks of battles fought and won, the trophies of a life well lived. So wear your scars with pride. They're proof that you're alive. They're proof that you're a survivor. They're proof that you're a warrior. Let me share a little story with you. Once upon a time, there was a king who had a problem. Every night, he would hear the sound of footsteps in his palace, but he could never find anyone. He was losing his mind, so he went to see a wise old man for help. The wise old man listened to the king's story, and then he told him, "You're not hearing footsteps. You're hearing applause. This palace is filled with ghosts of your ancestors. They walk these halls every night, cheering you on, proud of the job you're doing, happy that you're carrying on their legacy. They're not trying to scare you. They're trying to inspire you." The king went back to his palace that night, and sure enough, he heard footsteps. But now, he saw them in a new light. He wasn't scared anymore. He was honored. He realized that he wasn't alone. He had the support of his ancestors behind him. He had their strength, their wisdom, their courage flowing through his veins. From that day on, the king was never afraid of the footsteps again. He used them as motivation to become a better leader, a better warrior, a better man. Here's the thing. Life is hard. It doesn't matter if you're a king or a pauper. You will face challenges. You will face pain. You will face fear. The question is, how do you respond to these challenges, to this pain, to this fear? Do you cower and hide, or do you stand tall and face it head on? It's in these moments of adversity that you truly find out who you are. It's in these moments that you separate yourself from the pack. It's in these moments that you become a true warrior. There's a saying that goes like this: "The oak fought the wind and was broken, but the willow bent when it must and survived." In life, you will encounter many storms. Some of them will be so intense that you feel like you're being torn apart. But remember, the oak tree fought the wind and was broken, but the willow tree bent when it must and survived. Don't be the oak tree. Be the willow tree. Then when you need to bend, but also know when it's time to stand firm. Know when to be flexible and know when to be persistent. It's a delicate balance, but it's a necessary one. As men, we're taught to be stoic and emotionless. But the truth is we're not. We're human. We feel things. But the difference between us and other people is that we control our emotions. We don't let our emotions control us. We use our emotions to fuel us, to drive us forward, to make us better. I'm going to leave the videos here. Both of them are fantastic. Check them out after this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and remember the first quote that I said at the beginning of this video? Well, here is the second one. It goes like this: "Build your mind until even fear itself fears you."